Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the R Show. And tonight my special guest is Juan Santana.
What's up?
For everybody that's wondering, Chris tried to be a co-host tonight. He was having camera and mic issues, so he will be in the comments as my moderator as usual, as another usual job for him. So if you have any questions for Juan tonight, please put question mark or the word question before your question so I can catch it. For the people that are new to the show, this is a weekly show that I do at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain, and 7 o'clock Pacific, where I talk about various different topics, have various guests, like we are tonight with Juan starting over. Usually you don't think about having to start over in a business, but there's things that come out of life and it happens. So Juan, why don't you remind everybody a little bit about who you are since you've been gone for however many years.
My name is Juan Santana. I live in Miami, Florida, and I was a reseller for 5 years, and then I left for a little bit, but I continued reselling, just not full time. I just went back down to part time, but I'm gonna gear myself up back to full time again. And it's like you're starting over. You know what I mean? You're literally, you're trying the eBay Avenue again. You're trying Amazon again. You're trying other marketing, advertising sites, you know, and it's just relearning everything again. And they changed this, or they're not doing this anymore. You can't put this up anymore. It's really it's a little complicated, but
Well,
but yeah.
one of my first question is, first question is, what sites do you sell on? Because we were talking about this beforehand, but for the people that are,
Yeah. I was selling on eBay. I decided to completely disregard eBay. I'm thinking about one of the topics I know we're going to talk about tonight is stealth accounts. I'm gonna probably do some stealth accounts, but not like eBay's a joke type of stealth account. Like stealth accounts, meaning I'm gonna use other people's accounts to sell my items. Um, but that's one of many ways you can do a stealth account. But there's what else? And then I saw on Amazon a lot. So I'm doing really good on Amazon with books for some reason, and I saw tons and tons of video games on Amazon. And I'm gonna be trying out Etsy, and I saw a lot and buy a lot offer up. It's a mobile app that you can post. It's like really fast to post.
they're saying that you're a little muffled when you're talking. So
Oh, hold on. Let me check the mic. All right, go ahead. Maybe that's a little better.
yeah, that does sound a little better.
All right.
And
Still working with the double chin. 300 pounds down, but still got a little double chin. So
my next question to you is, well, you say you've been reselling, but you used to be one of the ones I used to watch.
yeah, yeah.
So where have you been on this YouTube fiasco?
Well, all right. I recently went on my channel, and I went on there, and um I decided to run for mayor back in 2013, which I'm planning on doing it again next year. But um I'm gonna separate my channels. I'm gonna start doing resale videos again. I'm gonna give sales updates and how much I bought stuff for, and how much my company sold it for. And just to give people ideas, how you could buy something for a quarter and sell it for $50, or you could buy something for $1 and sell it for $100. Um, I decided to come back again. This is I love the resale community on YouTube. It's awesome. You can always learn new things, and I saw there's a bunch of new people as well. So, um, for a little bit, you know what I mean. Well, not a little bit. It's been a couple years,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say.
yeah, but it's good to see. It's good to see that you have a show now. It's good. You know what I mean. And I still see some of the old people that we used to do shows with on there. You know what I mean. But yeah, hopefully they come back, and hopefully they're doing good, and maybe they could tell us some great stories and great flips and stuff like that. Like I used to love hearing like, oh, I sold this for this much this week, and I got it for like nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's very educational as long as we can give each other as a community online education and information that we can use in our own lives to better ourselves. As resellers.
We have a question here from Coco Chanel. She wants to know, where do you live?
Miami, Florida.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, me and you actually talked on the phone one time, way back when.
No, 2 times.
Twice? I don't remember.
Yeah, you called me twice.
Once.
No, you called me twice. I remember.
Wow. Yeah, that's back when you were doing your one of the 30-day return, moving your stuff out in 30 days if you didn't sell it to either
Oh, the turnaround time. Yeah, the turnaround time. Um, well, okay, to people that don't know, I use what's called the Walmart effect. Like the Walmart effect, there's a book actually. You can even look at it. Of course, I'm not trying to promote the book or nothing. I'm just saying a book that I read that I learned from. You basically, if you have some type of credit and you decide to go and venture off to invest to get a return from it, you want to get everything out before the 30 days, before they bill you, to make sure you have the money to cover what you spend. So I learned that, and then it talked about how big Walmart got like that, and why they get the things that they get and the prices that they get it at. You know what I mean? So it makes you think. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's always a good thing, because when you get to that point in your life that you're a dollar more, that you're pumping out 50 G's or more a month. You know what I mean? Or somebody else making $1 million a year in sales. That's big. You know what I mean? That's big time already. You know.
I'm gonna do a couple of shout outs before I go to my next question while I'm waiting for. We got Tanya Thrifty Treasures in the chat. We got Golden Finger in the chat. Kelly says hello to everyone, and she loves my shows. Thank you, Kelly. Andy's in the chat. Let's see, we have Dust out with Dusty. We have Dawn out, the Harley Woman. Let's see, we Steven Scroggins, Amelia 2325, and Joe Panico. I think that's about it for now. Again, if you have any questions for Juan, please put the word question or question marks before your question, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. So, we already kind of hit my third question already. You're going to be making question videos again, but you're going to be more or less selling stuff on Amazon, not eBay anymore, right?
Yeah. I'm leaving eBay alone for a little bit. Unless I find like a high-end item that I can't sell on Amazon. But I did learn how to make your own product on Amazon, so you know what I mean. So I can basically make one, but I gotta play with it. I'm still playing with it. You know what I mean? Because it's new stuff that I'm learning. That's new.
Okay. And how hard was it, or not necessarily hard for you because you didn't really leave, but you said you went down to part time, so you're not really starting over per se. But how hard was it for you to go from full time to part time, knowing the money you were making?
Well, the thing is, okay. I basically, when I went down to part time, I did when I ran for mayor, I self promoted myself a lot. So I would see a lot of business owners, and they would ask me like, "Hey, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Well, I sell stuff on e-commerce." And they were like, "Well, you sell stuff on e-commerce. What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well, I sell stuff on, Amazon, eBay, Craigslist, And I met a lot of business owners that wanted me to sell for them online. And I would always look at the profit margins to see if there's any, percentage to make money. You know what I mean? Like consignments, kind of like a consignments thing where you're being their online sales manager. You know what I mean? But um, the thing is, I looked at some of the profits at the end to what a lot of these companies did, and there wasn't a lot there. You know what I mean? Left over. So, I said, you guys are not ready for this, really. You know what I mean? Because especially if I'm going to do it, because you know what I mean. The percentage were like the highest would be like 23, which is not that bad, but we're talking about low percentages of only making 8%, which I'm not in this to make 8%. You know what I mean?
We had, let's see. Uh, Vaughn from Flip McEasy says, "Cool painting." Just saying.
Oh yeah, I got this from a jockey actually. He's 80. Let's see, you can see it there. It's kind of like a man and a woman kissing, but it's got it from a jockey. He's like 85 years old. He's like, I want you to have this because, you're gonna be able to preserve it, and you always liked it. So I'm like, okay. So I actually bought it from him. You know what I mean? So, but I kept it. I was like, no, I'm keeping this. This is too nice.
And Chad says, "What's up, Juan? Long time."
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? When you gonna come down to Miami with your wife, man? We gotta go picking. We gotta go tear up these Goodwills over here, man. There's like 15 of them now.
Okay. What are the ways that you can tell somebody, not necessarily, they don't have to be necessarily restarting, but still starting, because it's hard to say starting, restarting, because if you don't start, you're not really restarting, so you got to start somewhere.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But what kind of some tips that you can give that they may take away, even if there are experience that they may not know that they can find a way of making more a different stream of money?
Well, okay, this is kind of long. When I first started, before I started selling, everything, so to say, like what you say, oh, everything I get my hands on, I'm gonna sell it. Before I started doing that, I actually sold Mustang parts. I specialized in Mustang parts from 1979. A lot of it on eBay. I didn't know about Amazon back then. Yeah, I sold on eBay and I sold on Craigslist. And when it actually raised itself, when the market actually went up, that the gas was like almost $4. Nobody had money to buy like performance parts. So I had what's called reinventing yourself. They teach you this in business. You have to reinvent yourself, and the reason you have to reinvent yourself because you have to, like for instance, if you see a certain product that you keep buying is not selling, then you know what? You need to educate yourself on another product knowledge that it's searching, that people are buying. For instance, I'm gonna give you an example. My fiance, she is like brilliant. You know what I mean? One of the smartest women I've ever met. She brought these like little things that go on your dashboard that's kind of like rubbery or something, and you put your phone on top of it and it won't slide. She brought like, I don't know, she brought like maybe like 3,000 of those on Alibaba, and she sold them all of them FBA on Amazon in like less than 2 weeks. You get me? I was amazed. You know what I mean? Like I was in shock. You know, but that's something that she did the research on, and she saw it was selling. But honestly, you have to like just do your research on the product. You know, become, you know, like for instance, I started selling video games like 2 years ago. You know, and I still buy all the video games I can, and because I know they sell. You know, I also collect video game consoles for my collection. You know, because if it's gonna hit a hard spot with me, then it's gonna hit a hard spot with someone else. So that person is also my customer. I've been buying a lot of Wii's lately for like 20, $30 with games, and I've been selling them all day long on Amazon for $70. You know, it's just really like depending on what you specialize in selling. You know, I can tell you I buy a lot of books, I buy a lot of video games. Um, I saw a lot of new merchandise in the package still. I saw a lot of power tools, and I was selling a lot of clothing, but I just got out of that, like on eBay. That just killed me. You know, because I have two part-time employees as well that they post for me, because I've gotten to the point that I no longer want to post on eBay. I just didn't want to post, so I just hired someone to do it on Amazon for me. Because what is it called? It's just that's where the money's at right now. You know what I mean? Like the sell-through ratio is still there for Amazon. For every 100 items you post, you're gonna sell 35 of them. You know what I mean? Like it's still there. You know what I mean? And the thing is, if you do the mathematical equation in your head, the Alexa score on each product that's on Amazon, you're gonna sell it. You know?
We got a question here from Jim Bennett.
Yeah, good.
You want to know, sorry if this was answered. Juan, where do you like to source?
Oh no, this wasn't answered. Okay. I source at Walmart, the clearance section. I source at the Googles in my area, some private thrift stores. I get tons. I'm on the advisory council at the Salvation Army, so I see stuff come in sometimes that I'm like, oh, I'm like, what? What is this doing here? You know what I mean? Like somebody just dropped off something that's worth, $300. That's brand new in the box. And then I would offer the captain, I'd be like, hey, Cap, can I buy this? No, you can have it. You can have it. No. I want to buy this. They're like, why? You're going to sell it? I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, okay. And then, I would give him what he asked me to give him. You know what I mean? Because it's going to a good cause. At least I know where my money's going.
And someone that you're probably familiar with, Mr. Sadie says, what's up, Juan?
What's up, Sadie? Long time.
And let's see. Let's see this. See, they're having a little inside private conversations in there.
That's good. Here. Yeah, I was trying to. How do you guys do that again? Because I remember I used to go on the channel.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. If you go on my channel where you can watch the show live and see the chat, but then you have to mute the channel, the video itself, so you don't.
No, I know that way the sound won't come in. Hold
on. Okay, you were talking about stealth accounts, and I can say, I agree. Don't disagree. Don't do any stealth accounts. But you say you do it differently. But there's a lot of videos out about getting stealth accounts on eBay and Amazon. I say don't do because it's against their policies first of all. So even if you can get away with it, if you get caught, then you're really gonna be in trouble. What are your
Well,
thoughts on that?
okay. Well, the thing is, talking about. Hold on, I'm trying to mute your thing here. All right. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. There we go. Well, basically, talking about like stealth accounts, right? Which eBay is not going to tell you this, and neither is Amazon. But I did a lot of research before doing stealth accounts, and for instance, masking your IP is like one of the most important things. And you cannot, I'm going to repeat this over and over again, you cannot use the same computer or laptop unless you're going to be using a mobile device, which an iPad or a tablet or an iPhone or an iPad. They cannot get an IP address from the device itself. But you can also not use the same internet source because it does have an IP address also. So you have to like change, like I have properties that I use their internet, but I can use it all from the same computer. But it's called TeamViewer. It's free. You can go and you go into the person's computer and you go and do whatever you need to do. It's easier for me like that than going to property and using the person's computer and all this other stuff. It's just, unfortunately, when they shut down your account, and then you can't open up another one because you're banned from selling, and then it could have been because the product you were selling was a good product, but at the same time, the customer was a real B. You know what I mean? And these things happen. You know what I mean? And it's not only happened to me, it's happened to like tens of thousands of people. You know what I mean? And then them constantly changing their policies, I'm telling you, it's like you have to, like, every time I see something come up with a new policy, I have to sit there and read the whole thing. That way I could see what exactly they changed from the previous policy. What I started doing was I started actually printing out every time they change their policies. That way I can keep records of it as well. And I suggest you do that. If you start selling on eBay or Amazon, print their policies from the day you start, and if they change it, print it again and see exactly what they changed, because you never know. That one little policy shift can cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, that's why when a lot of people in the groups, because I have my own group, plus I'm an admin of a couple others. When most people ask about doing stealth accounts, first thing I say is don't do it, because if they're not gonna know what they're doing, they're gonna get caught. And I'm worried about you now that you said you do it.
Well, no, the way I do it is it's like spamming, and it's really hard for them to track it. You know what I mean? Like something has to give them a security alert to actually track. And then even if they track it, it's still, they can't pinpoint it. You know what I mean? The way I'm doing it, at least. But that doesn't mean that they're not trying to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's type me something to Tanya to Thrifty Treasures were a little confused because we were talking about the different accounts, and she's thinking she has multiple accounts for eBay, and I said we're not talking about that. We're talking about stealth accounts, which is when you're hiding it. So.
Well, okay. Which part are you confused on?
She was confused because she has multiple accounts on eBay, and you were talking about masking your IP address, and she thought you were trying to say you had to do that to get multiples. I told her
no. You can have multiple accounts. It's just the thing is with that, you have to like literally just, I'm talking about like when you have multiple accounts with different IP addresses. You get me? That's another way of stealth. You know what I mean? That's also a stealth account. Like the way that the guy used to do like eBay is a joke. That guy was, man, he was just like really like back then. I used to watch him and I'd be like, he used to like really screw over the sellers big time. You know, but you kind of like, and then believe it or not, I run into these people a lot. Like especially on Amazon. You know what I mean? Like Amazon, man, they're I run into them and I'm like, I get people that buy systems from me, and I know my systems work. Like if I'm sending you a product that costs over $80, I'm actually gonna I record it. I record the system actually working, and then I get the newspaper from that day, and then I even have another witness that's there, and then they even say who that is and who's testing it at the time and everything. And then it becomes like a security blanket. I don't know if you guys are doing that or not. You know what I mean? But I only do that with my items that are like $75 and up. You get me? Like I sold a Game Gear the other day, and I know it works. I bought 2 of them at Goodwill, not 1, 2, and both of them work perfect. There's no battery corrosion or nothing. And I UV marked my products as well. And then I always send back an email to the customer when they try to say it doesn't work. I tell them, I said, my items are UV marked, so please send me my item that's UV marked. And also, when I UV mark the product, I'm recording where I'm UV marking it. So if the product comes back, remember, when you're uploading something on YouTube, it's time stamping it in the internet. You get me? So it becomes a legit time capsule. And then when you're doing it like that, you're securing it, because even though you have it privately on your seller page, like your seller, let's say your seller's channel, you have it privately up there. But literally when it comes back, you do another video showing, hey, this is not my product. And then you match the 2 videos and you send it to the people. That's how I've been able to beat a lot of my these people that try to jit me on Amazon. You know, but I also have all the sellers that sell for me on Amazon, and they try to do the same thing to them too. And then I start connecting the dots, you know, and then Amazon's like, oh, how did you find out about that? I'm like, well, there is a reselling community online. You know what I mean? But it's really my people, you know?
Well, ironically, you spoke about this person before the show. Wes shows up saying, hey, what's up, Mayor Santana? Good to see you on YouTube, Juan.
Hey, what's up, Wes? How we doing?
So,
I see a lot of new people here, right? There's a lot of new people.
There's a lot of new people in this YouTube community that, since a lot of your old, I don't want to call you old guard, but a lot of you kind of distance yourselves from when all the issues arise.
Yeah. I would like to apologize for that. You know what I mean? I didn't help at all. But it happens. You know what I mean? It
happens. Okay, how much did you start? Well, see, we were talking about restarting, but you didn't really restart again. So it's kind of hard for me to ask that question, but how much did you spend to restart your selling? Because you only, like you said earlier, you only went to part-time, so you never really stopped. You're basically restarting YouTube.
Yeah, I'm restarting my YouTube channel. That's what it is. Okay, basically, when I first started selling stuff, I always tell people to start with their own things, like stuff that they don't use, because unfortunately, like you bought it for yourself, but so I started with like stuff, like parts and stuff that I didn't use for my car, and it was really nice stuff, and then I just didn't want it. And then I started going out garage selling, and I saw like that I can buy other new stuff. And then I would watch Redneck Picker, you know, and a couple other YouTubers. and I would see what they would buy, and then I would see their sales update video, and I'm like, wow, man. I'm like, this is not bad. You know what I mean? And then back then, let me tell you, right now, we have it easy. Because back then, you didn't have the phone to look up what sold and what didn't. You know what I mean? There was no eBay app. You know what I mean? There
Mm-hmm.
was no Amazon seller. You know? You don't have you know, what's these other apps called, Scan Power. You know what I mean? All these crazy apps that, like, now you have a handicap. Like, I call it a handicap. You know what I mean? Because I try to, like, my employee asked me, like, you're so accurate on how much things sell. I'm like, cause sweetheart, I've sold this item several times over. I just buy it again when I see it. You know what I mean? And it's but she's like, how did you know it cost that? I'm like, well, because I know the range. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to memorize really and you should try it. Like, you should don't be that dependent on the phone, because the phone will die on you one day, and you might just find that one deal. You know. But you should always try to memorize, like, pricing on certain items.
Okay, what do you think was your worst buy ever?
My
Well, so
my
say
worst
what's your best and everything. So I'm gonna start.
my all right, my worst is one. Okay. My worst buy to sell online. Um I actually still have it. It hasn't even sold. Um okay, I used to go to a lot of auction houses back then. I think it's on one of my pickup videos. I still have it, unfortunately. But I'm about to like literally break it and just put it in my silver scrap. Um, I brought a Princess Diana commemorative 925. Um, yeah, a 925. It's like a plate, but it's like a molding that's on there, and it's like basically like they carved out Princess Diana on it, and it's a limited edition. Like, it's a really low. It's like some of the beginning numbers, which anything that's collectible that it's numbered, you always want like the first couple hundred or the last of what they made. Um, and literally, I've tried to sell that thing for like 2 years on eBay, and nobody would pull the trigger on it. I even lowered it to the point that we're the same price that I paid for it. I paid like $45 for it, and nobody would buy it. I was like, what is this, man? And I'm like, you know what? At least I know it's worth that in silver. So if it comes down to it, I'll break it, I'll smash it up, and I'll put it in my what I call the Pickers 401k. Just throw it in the silver pile. That's it.
And what do you think was your best buy for a sale?
Um, the best buy so far, like money wise, I brought an off the grid solar panel system. I got it on Craigslist for $700, and it retails brand new for 25,000. I sold it for 18,000. That was like my best lick. Like, that was like amazing. You know what I mean? And it still works. I actually sold it to a friend of mine, and it still works. He was happy with it because he's like he tells me all the time. He's like, if I get mad at the power company, I'm just gonna turn off the power and just run on solar.
And let's see, Ronnie just showed up. So that's one of your oldies that you were talking about. before the show too. You know, he's not old. He just stuck around. So, uh, what's the lowest amount you think somebody can start or restart selling at? I said 20 because you don't know what if you're gonna pay for a store. Right there's $20 before you buy anything.
Well, I remember I did a video for you, because you asked me this question like 5 years ago, I think, or it's been like 4 or 5 years. I did a video, and it's actually still on my old channel, which if you want to check it out, that's fine. But too much politics and police activism there. You don't want to go there. Trust me. It's something I did. You know, it's a hobby, so you don't want to go to that channel. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably download it and re-upload it again on this channel. I have a lot of videos that I locked up, so I gotta open them back up, download it, and reload it on here. I did a video. It's called "How to Start from Zero," reselling, and it basically showed you, like, if you go on Craigslist, believe it or not. I started with Craigslist, and you can literally get stuff that's on the free section and like take it to a thrift store and sell it to them. You know, you're just spending time and gas. You know, and or you can always ask all your relatives and all your friends in your network, and you can ask all the people that you're gonna do a garage sale. You know, and then I'll be like, I'll pick up all your unwanted things. You can do an estate cleanout, you know what I mean, for free. Be like, look, I'll come clean out everything for you for free. Trust me, you will have too much stuff to sell, and then you'll be like, you know, walking picture here that he has still too much stuff to sell. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean. So basically, you know, you can. And it's very overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at some of my past videos, like, I had, like, so much stuff behind me. And then a lot of that stuff didn't, like, cost me anything. People would just give it to me to get rid of it. You know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, take this, please. And another cool thing that I try to get one of my friends to do is dumpster diving. You know? I had a friend of mine that did it here in Miami, like, for GameStop. And let me tell you, you can pick up a broken 360. Hey, if you can pull it out the garbage and you see 3 or 4 of them in there, hey, that's $15-20. You could sell 3 or 4 of them on eBay for $25. All of it. You know what I mean? So that's it. I just gave you basically, like, I don't know, like 5 ideas.
Let's see. Yeah, I started this channel and my shows for the newbie, and I kind of got away from it. So that's why I figured you were one of the ones I used to watch. So see if anything changed since the last time we talked those years ago.
Yeah.
And well, Jerry just gave 5 tips, so I'm not seeing too many questions for you. Where are these questions for Juan? He hasn't been around for years, and nobody's asking anything. Jimmy, most of you probably don't know who he is.
No, it's all right. You know, I like I said, I haven't been around in a while. You know, I'm always willing to help. You know what I mean? Like, you can find me on Facebook. You know, Juan Santana. You know what I mean? If you ever have any questions or stuck on anything, you know what I mean, don't hesitate. You know what I mean? We can always brainstorm. You know, Wes can tell you, like, you know, me and him, man, we've gone through so much stuff on trying to figure out stuff here, trying to figure out stuff there. And, you know, the good thing about the online reselling community that you can learn so much from each other. You know, and that's about it.
Oh, we got a question from Chad. He wants to know, do you play the guitar?
No, no. Do you want to buy it, Chad? I have the electric guitar there. What's it called? No, I don't play the guitar.
Yeah, you told me earlier before the show. It's the Fender.
Yeah, it's a blue. It's that Chevy blue, that nice, beautiful Chevy blue. It's a Mexican one. It's not a American. It's the Stratosphere one, but it's the Mexican one, not the American one.
Let's see. Ronnie says, Juan looks like you lost a body. Looking good.
Hearts figure. Hey, what's up, brother? You came down to Miami or Fort Lauderdale. You didn't hit me up. That's okay though. Yeah, man, I dropped 328 pounds. I need to drop another 100 though. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we basically asked all my questions because I thought my co-host would be on with his couple of questions. So
Tell them to write it in our group chat thing in here. I guess you can read it out.
Chris, where's your questions? Oh, Rainbows and Puppy said, or did he ask that because your last name is Santana?
Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. Hard said, no, only had it to Orlando. Yeah, that's like 4 hours for me. So is Coco Chanel in Miami?
Nope, she's in Alabama.
Alabama.
Yep. Chris says he has the Northeast Cricket says he has the Fender Stratocaster or Starcaster.
Starcaster, yeah.
So,
but I'm also gonna be doing a wholesale program next month. I'm getting like set up already to like start taking pictures of stuff, and I'm gonna be looking for people to sell my clothing because I just have too much of it. Like I have too much of it, and I don't mind making money with people. So, I mean, I didn't pay that much for the stuff anyway. So, I used to do storage units and stuff. I'm not Glenn Cameron, but I don't.
We have two questions now. One from Nellie. She wants to know, what was the first thing you sold, and are you the only one in the family that sells? I don't think she was here from the beginning, so she doesn't know about your fiance.
Oh, it's okay. Okay. What's the first thing I sold on eBay? I used to sell auto parts, Mustang auto parts on eBay. That was my niche back then. Auto parts sells still really good online. It's just you have to be more accurate with your descriptions, niches, and then Chris said if I have any niches. I sell a lot of video games on Amazon. I actually do really good with the video games.
Okay. Were you worried when they, for what was it, 24 hours, restricted the Sony and all that Microsoft's going on last week?
The Sony what?
When Amazon restricted the Sony, Microsoft, and whatever the other one was for what lasted only for like 24 hours. Like everybody else was stressing out, oh, what's going on? Why are they restricting it? How are we going to handle it?
My thing is, I've actually talked to people on Amazon about this. Like, they have so many restrictions, and you have to I'm gonna actually start try to get into other categories. I don't know if you ever talked about that on your show. Like selling like DVDs and other stuff. Like you have to apply to sell on these categories. Like before, I used to be able to sell groceries, and I don't have to apply, but now they're making you apply. The thing is that I actually talked to a lawyer about this, and he told me that they're in clear violation of, the when this whole thing came up, that the judge clearly said it, like, if you brought it, it's your product. Nobody can stop you from selling what is yours. You know, I actually had somebody write me the other day about a product I was selling that I bought it at a garage sale for like, I think I bought it for like $1, and it's worth like $20, and it was like some cutter thing, or I don't know, it's some stupid cutter thing. The ranking is really good. It's like 25,000 on Amazon, which that's really good. And they were like, "Oh, you have to show us a receipt that you brought this." And I'm like, "I don't have a receipt. I bought this at a garage sale. I only have one. I don't have multiples. So I don't understand why you're coming after me." And I also told him, "Look, I'm promoting your product. You should be happy someone else is promoting your product." It's just greed. You know what I mean? Like Robert Kiyosaki said, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like these companies, they really need to just cut it out.
Okay, we have another question from Chris. He wants to know, what kind of advice would you give a new reseller? I know you already gave us 5. I'm sure you can come up with more.
Well, no, listen. Honestly, I give people all the time that they want to sell for me, like here locally, and it takes me, it takes me time. You know what I mean? Time is money, and money's time. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, you have to understand, this is something that you have to invest your time, to yield a return. But the thing is, the way I capture their attention to want to do it, it really is, what is it that you like? You got to ask yourself that. Like, what is it that you like? That, like, for instance, I started with auto parts because I sold Mustang parts. You know what I mean? And it was my passion that I was living the dream. You know what I mean? Like, you're living the dream. That you're doing something that you love to do. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't consider it a job, and you're making like really good money. So really, it comes down to like, what is it that you like? You know what I mean? Like I trained one girl. She likes makeup. Like, she loves makeup. She has a wealth of knowledge about makeup that is just crazy. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So I said, look, why don't you go garage selling with me one day? And I know a spot. The guy buys pallets from a wholesaler. And she taught me so much about makeup, like what products to look for and what this and what that and how much this sells for. And then I would ask her, how much does it sell for? And I'm like, okay, well, check how much it's selling for on eBay. And then she would be right on it, And I asked the guy that's selling it, like, hey, how much do you want for this? And then he wanted too much money. There's not a profit to be made. This is going to be really important, what I'm going to tell you. I call it the pie, the pie. In this business, you really need to know that this is not, oh, I'm going to make twice my money. No, that doesn't work here. I'm letting you know that right now. It's not going to work here. You have to really think, because Amazon charges you 20%, okay? eBay charges you, I think, 10 to like 28%, including the PayPal fee. You have to know your numbers, and the way I teach my sellers that sell for me here in Miami is that they're gonna go by my ratio, not by what eBay and Amazon is telling them. They thought, they're like, oh, you're crazy, that ratio is not gonna work. You got 100% here, you divide it in 3, you got 33 and a third. Right? So I would tell them, look, this is my investment here. So I'm investing $5. I need to see $15 as a sale. You get me? Just to see a nice, $5 return, on my investment. Because I had to pay that platform. You have to pay the platform. You have to pay. You got to pay the piper. eBay and Amazon are the pipers right now. Etsy's catching up. You know what I mean? I'm actually gonna start playing with them a little bit and see what's up with them. These other classified online apps right now, OfferUp, Wallop, 5 Mile, Let It Go. These things are moving, man. You know what I mean? I'm getting a lot of sales from them. I'm generating a lot of sales contacts. I'm making a killing, like buying stuff from there. Like I'm saving so much money. Like stuff that I needed to buy for other properties that I'm rehabbing and stuff. Oh man, it's just really good. Like you can make a lot of money like sourcing there. But the most important thing if you're starting off, it's not about making double your money. You have to make 3 times your money. Okay? And I would always tell you to invest less than $5. Okay? So you need to learn to turn $5 into $15. Or turn $1 into $100. That's home runs. You guys still call it home runs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though there is another word being tried to get started by Jim, the Emperor of Fun. He has the word butt pickle for bad buys.
Oh, okay.
We got a couple of questions here. Another couple more questions. Another one from Chris says, Juan, do you have a person to peel your stickers off your product? I think I need to hire someone.
No, I do those myself, unfortunately. No, I let my girls. They focus on posting. I ship and I post. I'm actually teaching them how to ship because I'm gonna run for mayor next year, and they're gonna start taking over a lot more of the operation. But it's really not that hard. Like, did you ever look at any videos like how to take it off? Because I get a lot of like Walmart overstock inventory that they put that big ugly yellow sticker on it. I get hand sanitized, but I buy them things by the gallon, man. And I just pour it on there and I leave it on there and I let it sit. And literally you could just peel it right off. It just comes off real easy.
And we got a question from Ronnie. He wants to know, does your future wife help with the business?
Yeah, she tells me I need to make more money. That's how she helps with the business. She just tells me that I need to make more money.
9-Volt wants to know, does Juan use OfferUp or Mercari?
I use OfferUp. OfferUp is like hot right now. Like, and I've seen other resellers in the community. They're advertising it as well. It's getting bigger. You know what I mean? And you can source inventory like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you sold something on Amazon that you made a really good profit, it's about finding that same item again that you can make a really good profit,
Well, you got about 6 more minutes, so.
Oh, okay.
Well, as long as you're willing to stay and talk, there's not many questions. But I'll ask you another one before I ask you about if you want to stay on for an after show or not. But
yeah, that's fine. We can stay on for a little bit.
What have you done? What do you do when you say you know your numbers, which you should, but what if when your product starts dipping after a while, you either stop buying it or you hold on to it and wait till the price goes back up?
Well, no, you have what's called specialty items. You know what I mean? Like, I brought that electric guitar. I'm gonna put it up a bunch of other places now. I still have it up on eBay, but I'm just gonna take it down already. It's like there's some items that like if you're buying an item and you're looking for that one customer, you know what I mean? I think who was that talked about this, and it's so true. Terminal 99. Yeah. Terminal 99 said, believe it or not, you're gonna have that one customer that's gonna buy that item. The problem is you gotta let it sit. And the thing is that when you let it sit, it's gonna catch, or it's gonna go up in value, or it's gonna decrease in value. But really, you need to think and be like, is this thing worth my time, my money, and my space? You get me? And you start, like, for instance, I have this one item that's been sitting in my warehouse for like 2 months. And it takes up like 3 feet by 4 feet, you know? But honestly, I got it for like nothing. I got it for like $40. It's a medical equipment. You know, it's the heating pads that they put on your back, the boiler one.
Okay.
That's what I got, and it's like mint condition, and it works. And it's just still there sitting. You know what I mean? I know on eBay it sells for like $1,200. I put it up on eBay the whole time. Nobody even sent an offer because the first offer I would have got, I would have been sold. It's yours. It's yours now. But I didn't get any offers, and then I started putting on an offer up. And you know, when you're putting on offer up, don't get frustrated with the customers, because for every 10 you're gonna have 2 or 3 that are gonna want to buy your item. You know, you just gotta weed out the BS. You know.
Awesome.
But yeah, that water thing, I want, man, I want to get rid of it so bad.
Since you've caught a couple of my shows, and I'm sure you learned a little bit about me. Before I end the show,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any questions for me?
So what have you been selling the most lately?
I'm selling a lot of patterns. I got a big lot that I'm sure you heard about in my videos. In fact, someone that's been a guest on my show actually sent me 20 plus more patterns, and I just got them in today. So I got another 20 added to my 40 or 50 that I got left from my lot to add to the mixture. I got some clothing up, but still I got all different things. But most of it is patterns right now because I'm focusing on that, trying to get, even though they're low end per se, but I figured if I start even if I sell them little at a time, it's still making me something out of, compared to sitting there waiting for the home runs to go.
I have, like, I'm actually gonna lot it up now and get rid of all of them. But I think I remember Tamagotchi. Do you remember the little toy keychains? The Tamagotchis?
I don't remember them offhand, but
No. Well, she my fiance sold a couple of them. I sold a couple hundred of them. But they're just really old, and then sometimes the batteries doesn't work. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually lot them up, and then I have even the Hello Kitty ones. And I'm gonna lot them all up, and then just let them go crazy for it. But it's still a collectible item. They sell for $28.88 free shipping. You know, it's just to ship it. It's so many of them. You know what I mean? It's like so many of them, and really, it gets really overwhelming. You know what I mean? To see so many of them. I'm actually fixing now my inventory from my books, because looking at the spines for the titles, it's not working. But I'm gonna just put them. I'm gonna put them by numbers. But it's just, you know. But hey, listen, I'm glad to be on your show. You know, hopefully I'll come on again whenever you want to invite me back on. I'll give you an update on how everything's going. I'm glad to see a couple familiar people on the chats.
yeah, Rick just showed up.
Huh?
Steve Reagan just showed up.
Oh, Reagan Province?
Yeah.
Awesome. And basically, you know what I mean, I'm gonna start it back up, and if you guys need any information from me, just don't hesitate to hit me up.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know you actually reached out to me this time to come on, which was a little shock. I was usually having to chase down guests to come on, so it was a little nice surprise. And I hope everybody gets a little bit sense of about Juan since he's been gone so long. I know we didn't really talk about restarting over or anything like that because he didn't really start over per se. But if you like what we talk about, please hit the like button. And
Subscribe.
we will be having a after show hangout, so I'll be putting the link in the chat when I'm done. So hope to see a couple of you pop in and talk to us. And Juan, if you want, you can have your fiance say hi to the people since I saw her sit down next to you.
You want to say hi? You want to say hi? No? She's all shy right now.
Okay, well, I figured I'd give her the opportunity. I saw her sit next to you, so.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to you. There you go. Look.
With that being said, everybody, see you Sunday night when we have, unless I knew tentatively, we are having Texas Gal Treasure. It's going to be on for this My Life series. So if you're interested in being on either shows, let me know, and we'll work into a schedule. I don't have anything planned for next week yet for Wednesday night. So talk to you later. Come into the after show if you want to, and hit the like and subscribe if you haven't. Night, everybody.
Bye.